Hey guys, we're back with the mv1, and I know it's been a little bit long-winded. There's bits we're going to come back to, bits we're going to revisit at a later date, obviously when the concentrates link up and when the app comes out, and I'm going to extend a few bits that I wanted to extend upon. But I wanted to get something up. It's been too long, I've had these for a long time. I've had people asking me to see the sessions that I'm doing to get big clouds and how I'm preparing my herb and everything else, which I wanted to get up as soon as I could. So I will be revisiting certain things. We are coming towards the end. There's a few more things I wanted to talk about, and one was what I primarily see this device as, which is a medical delivery system. This is a delivery system for your medication. I'm a recreational user of cannabis. I'm also a medicinal user of cannabis. I have people directly in my family that are just medicinal users of cannabis, and they don't want the other side of that life. They don't want to sit there having a 10-minute, I'm not going to pick the IQ up again. They don't want to sit there having a 10-minute session, or they don't want to have all the other paraphernalia that we enjoy. The smoke buddies, the fancy grinders, and God knows all the other little bits that we like to invest our time and our money in. They don't have an interest in that. They just strictly want it medicine in. They want to get it in as easily as they can and as efficiently as they can and as cost effectively as they can, because weed ain't cheap. It's big shame is in this country that you can't dial your strain in like you could in other countries, because here you have to get what's available. It may not be the best one for what you have. It may help, but it won't be as exact as getting your prescription in if we had dispensaries or we was allowed to grow a plant of our own like they do in some European countries. But this is an answer to, I think, many medicinal prayers, because if you suffer with pain or other as well problems that cannabis helps with, fits and other things, and these aren't really effective at getting the medication in your system and actually getting you medicated at that moment. For that, really, you're going to want something bigger, like a desktop, which is fine if you're at home. You can bring out the Plenty. I love the Plenty out of all the desktops. That's my favourite, and I find that affects me better. The Volcano is good and everything else is good, but I find the Plenty affects me the fastest and for the longest. I find that is the most potent for me personally. There wasn't, in my opinion, a portable version of that for medicating until this came out, because VC said you can get in 2 hits in under 2 minutes and you're good on level 5. I say this: 2 hits on level 5 in under 2 minutes, you're relatively pain free because you're medicated that quickly, because the extraction is so good on this. I have issues with nerve in my leg and my knee, in my foot, and I have chronic pain in my foot, and I have other pain related issues. And when I really just want to medicate, this is what I'm reaching for, because I know it's going to work the quickest and the most efficiently. I'm not sitting there for a session. I don't want to use a great amount of my product just to get out of pain. I just want to use what I need to use to get out of pain. And this does that very efficiently, to the point I actually lent my Plenty to somebody. I've actually lent my Plenty to somebody. I would never have lent my Plenty to anybody if I didn't have a machine that was doing the same job. I want my Plenty back because I miss it. But I'm talking about just for medication. I did that not so somebody could get, but so somebody could be pain free. I wanted somebody to have more quality to their day-to-day life until they could get a Plenty of their own, because they're going to use a desktop. It's just for medicinal use. But I have recommended this to them because when you go out somewhere, if you're going to somebody's house and they understand, and you can use your Plenty there, maybe with some sort of, personal carbon filter or something, that's fine. But if you're out somewhere, If I'm at the park and I've been running around with my kids and I don't want to go home yet, but I've got some strong CBD flower, I can have 2 hits on that and I'm out of pain. Or you're only going to be as out of pain as you can get. Some people will always have some degree of pain. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that whatever your pain levels are. I'm talking about for myself. And whatever your pain levels are, if you're using cannabis to help with that, this will do it very, very quickly for you. That is what this is. It's everything else to me is a great bonus, a huge bonus. But for a real, genuine medical user of cannabis, this really is, it really is an answer to many prayers, because it means that I can go away places and I don't have to be grumpy or crotchety because I hurt or I've got an altered sensation in my leg or anything else, and I can be a right grumpy, crotchety old dazzer. But I think I've sworn enough in this video. But as a medical delivery system, this is second to none as a portable. Really, second to none. There's nothing else doing what this is doing. Just for that. Everything else is a bonus. But seriously, anybody who's knocked it, unless you're using it the way I'm saying this as a medical delivery system, you shouldn't really be, you know what I mean? Because some people don't want everything else. They don't want everything else. They just want to get it in and get to where they need to be. And this will do that. And if you want to get high, as a one hitter on level 5, it's not really a one hitter because you can get more than one hit out of it. But if you pack it the correct way and you use it the correct way with the correct draw rhythm and everything else, as a one hitter, this is very, very potent. Very potent. And you can get up very, very quick. I've had a better experience with CBD, very strong CBD flower on this, than with any of my other vapes. I mean, the plenty will get me just as high, but I'm talking about getting the medical cannabinoid of CBD active in my system. This works. I can't think of one that works as quick as that, because the plenty you really need to prime. You need a couple of draws to prime it and get it going. On level 5, you don't need to prime this. You just need to hit it, and it's good. So I think that's where I'm at this with as a medicinal device and as a one hitter, because as a one hitter it's really, really good. And the bowls are small, so you can really hit it hard, expand your lungs, and after the heater kicks off, you can almost like you're snapping a bowl through if you used to smoke bongs. And it's efficient because it is less than a bong, but it will get you, especially if you've got a nice product. I don't know if there's anything else I can say about that. I think we're done on that one. Let's move. We're back with the mv1, and we're going to touch slightly on the battery. And it is, we know, two 18650s in there with a computer chip and 2 computer chips in there that talk to each other, make it very, very smart. Now, this is why I wanted to talk about the battery. I'm aware that there's a few issues with power drop off. I have experienced that on one of my units. Even when it drops from 3 to 2, there's a massive, the battery lasts still for a long time, but there's a massive drop off in performance. I believe because my units were unlocked differently and the other one doesn't have that issue, the battery on it is fine. I believe it's the software, the power management chip and everything else. And Ghost have also stated, which I believe them because I've spoken with them and I know that they're upfront people, they're good guys, so I'm not worried about that. I think the battery will be rectified when the app comes out, as will the temperature controls on 4 and 5, because the other 3 are good. The app we're going to have to come back and revisit. We don't know how it's going to work. I was hoping for a beta, didn't get it, but what can you do? I'm still very happy with what I've got and how I've been able to have it unlocked and review it. Very happy with that. Okay, we're back with the mv1, and in closing I just wanted to say, hang on, we're talking about the mv1. I can't have that in shot at the same time because I almost feel like it's just a little disrespectful. Let me get that out of the way. Sorry Grizzly Originals, I love some of your glass, the vape is no good. In closing, I believe the mv1 is the benchmark now for portable convection vaporizers. I think people can stop talking about the Firefly 2, and I will talk about the Grasshopper because I know it's very potent, but again I believe it needs to be used through a piece or something, some sort of bubbler. I really don't consider that as myself as a portable, even though it is. I can't hit it like I can hit any other vape. It's too hot, like the Grinkos used to be, just too hot. I think it's efficient. I think it's very intuitive, the way you get vapor from it. It takes some interaction, but you can still get it out the box, as I showed. You can still get vapor out of the box, but once you dial in on it, you can really get where you want to be. And you'll enjoy getting there because it's fun. Playing with this vape is fun. I think it's easy to use, it's intuitive. I think the light phase could be slightly less long-winded. I don't think it's complicated. I just think if I just want to get into my temps, I think it can be a little bit long-winded. But I've only got one button, so again, I think it's sleek, it's stylish. The colours I've seen I like. I'd like to see what that nickel looks like. I'm glad Ghosts are looking after people. I've got one gasket that's too tight on my other model, and that has got some scratching on the mouthpiece, so hopefully I will get a new gasket and a new mouthpiece for that sent out, because yeah, you don't really want anything scratching. This one is absolutely fine, which is why I use this one all the time. But if I wanted to, I could just swap the heatsink out and put it in that one, but as I said, I'm trying to keep one of them at least one of them mint. But it's the benchmark now. I'll still use other vapes, and I'm still going to get other vapes. I'm looking forward to see where Ghost go from here. Really looking forward to, because I am well and truly on the Ghost train, as I've said. I believe I may have even coined the phrase in some of the forums, but because I really do believe in what this is doing. It's an entry-level vape. I mean, come on. If you look back at other of the big three, if you look at the other big three and you look at their entry-level vapes, nowhere near as good as this. And if you look at even the second Firefly, because that was supposed to be, you know, what we all hoped for, and it wasn't. But I believe this is. We're going to have to wait for the app. We're going to have to wait and see if that does rectify the temperatures on the top two settings. And we're going to have to see if it changes the battery. I think it will. I believe when they tell me it will. I believe them. We will also have to... We'll just have to wait and see. It's new. It's a new vape. We'll have to see as it performs going forward. I'm sure it's been tested thoroughly by their engineers. So... we've got a good, I think, 5 years on this, as on a warranty is good. I mean, I've got 10 years on my IQ, but it's much more than what I've got on other vapes. Much more. There was a time when like, all you would get was like 2 years. So 5 years, it's good, I think so. And the way the customer service, I said, the way the customer service has been handling things, it really makes me feel confident and safe dealing with them. Moving forward, I'm really excited to see what they bring, and anything they want to send to me, I'm happy to test. I will always be unbiased, but when I think something is good, I'm gonna tell you. I tell you quick enough when I think something's bad. If I think something's shit, like this, the Grizzly Guru, which I will do a video on telling you just how shit I think it is, and I will display to you why it is. But when something's good, you've got to say it as well, and they've done a good job on here. They've done a good job. Right, I think I've rambled for long enough. I'm going to close the video. I'm going to say shine on. I'm going to say look out for my video on the Ghost Train Challenge, because I'd like to see who's going to take me up on it. I don't know. We'll see. And it depends if you can, because you're going to have to, if you know what I mean, tune in and watch the video. But I think that should be fun. And I think that's it. I think that's about it. We're going to have to come back and revisit in a little while and see where we stand. But as we stand at the moment, the Ghost mv1 is the new benchmark in portable convection vaporizers. It may even be the new benchmark in convection vaporizers, because it's that good at extraction. It really, really is. I think I might have to take a hit off of it now. Should we take a hit? Let's take a hit. Okay, should I pack it up? No, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop this video. Come back, I'll run the session now.
You push it, man. Solid life.